Tonight on Texas News Channel, a UT student's discrimination claim,
Tower Girl's big surprise,
and why zebra mussels in Austin water may be around longer than we thought.
You're watching Texas News Channel.
Your leader for live, local UT coverage. Good evening and welcome back to Texas News Channel. For Monday, February 25th, I'm Claudia Jimenez.
And I'm Sean Dolan. Thank you for joining us tonight.
We're starting off this week's show with breaking news. The UT Police Department just arrested a suspect in response to a theft at the Target on campus.
That's right. Multiple of our producers came in and told us that they were arresting the suspect just outside our studio, and they captured video of the arrest. So be sure to check out our Twitter at Texas News TSTV for that video.
Yeah, do you remember those pesky zebra mussels? When they grow on the water pipelines, they can damage water pumps and cause a fishy taste and odor.
The mussels are still growing in Lake Austin, but Austin Water selected a long-term plan to try and eliminate them once and for all. A non-hazardous chemical treatment process will add copper iron to untreated water to help control the infestation. Once the project begins, the generator is expected to take 18 months to design and construct.
UTPD released new findings for the case investigating the cyclist who was hit and killed by a Cap Metro bus on San Jacinto Boulevard last month. While on the scene, UTPD found 4 medications prescribed to the bus driver, all of them having drowsiness as a side effect. UTPD says the bus drifted behind the cyclist, hitting him as he biked on empty parking spots next to the curb. In a statement following the incident, UT's Campus Bike Alliance are calling for UT to create safe biking lanes throughout campus.
One of the founding members of UT's Center for Women in Law is going viral. A family taking pictures of their 1-year-old took this video of Francie Neely, a founding member of the center. Neely can be heard yelling at the family and demanding they leave the Houston neighborhood. The Center for Women in Law has not released a statement as of now.
Other members of the Center for Women in Law are also under scrutiny. UT student Iwana Dragular took to Twitter about discrimination she faced while interning at the center. UT's Office of Inclusivity is investigating these reports. Aguilar says the Neely video is what pushed her to come out with her story.
A UT study revealed LGBTQ youth have housing difficulties and are more likely to move through foster care. Lesbian, gay, and bisexual adolescents are twice as likely to be in foster care, and transgender adolescents are 3 or 4 times more likely. The study also found that LGBTQ adolescents are more likely to perform poorly in school, have higher substance use, and are more likely to suffer from mental health problems than their heterosexual peers.
Did you know the average person produces over 1,000 pounds of trash per year? That's almost as heavy as a cow. UT Resource Recovery partnered with UT Dining and Waste to hold a workshop about zero waste. The program's goal is to reduce the amount of trash they usually send to the landfill by 90%. You can sign up to volunteer at events to help campus zero waste efforts to become zero waste heroes.
You know, Claudia, I'm getting really tired of all these scooters parked in the middle of the sidewalk and garages and even the street, but it looks like UT officials are getting more strict on where you can park your scooter. UT Parking and Transportation Services collected almost $60,000 for impounding 600 scooters in January. They also began charging scooter companies $150 for each parking violation. The charge then goes to the corresponding company, who then decides if they will charge whoever rode the scooter last. Officials say the amount of illegally parked scooters has decreased, but the university is still an option if parking becomes an issue again. Changes are on the way for Austin Bergstrom International Airport. The airport is planning to expand the area where passengers purchase tickets before proceeding to the security checkpoint. This comes after the airport opened a $350 million terminal expansion last week. The project is expected to be complete in 2025. A Boeing 767 cargo plane operated by Amazon Prime Air crashed in Anahuac, Texas. The aircraft was 9 minutes away from its scheduled landing in Houston when it lost contact with the Federal Aviation Administration. Officials say 3 people were reported on board, but 2 bodies were recovered at the scene. Flight records show the plane traveled from Hawaii to California and then to Miami 24 hours before its flight to Houston. The cause of the crash has not yet been determined.
Amazon's change of plans for their new headquarters will now benefit Austinites. The jobs Amazon planned originally for their headquarters in New York will now be dispersed to tech-savvy cities across the U.S., including Austin. This big opportunity could keep the city on track to becoming one of the most technologically advanced cities in the nation. It is not yet known how many jobs Amazon will bring to Austin.
A survey shows Austin residents are increasingly satisfied with the city's services, rating them 14% higher than last year's numbers. Road quality, police, and code enforcement received ratings higher than the national average in 2018. The City of Austin maintains its goal of understanding satisfaction levels among different districts and subpopulations.
The nonprofit group Accessible Housing Austin will open a 27-unit complex in East Austin to provide affordable housing to low-income and disabled citizens. While many Austinites are leaving the city due to its high cost of living, AHA wants to relieve that stress. The group strives to give residents accessible living spaces and plans to build more units in the future.
Postponing school closures to reduce costs is no longer an option for Austin School District as budget issues persist. AASD budget plans have been cutting funding annually to under-efficient schools for the past 8 years. District administrators were scheduled to present an updated plan of action for these closures tonight, with the first school doors shutting in 2020. There's no determined number of schools that will be closed, but with student enrollment the lowest in 6 years, administrators are trying to come up with as many ideas as they can to raise money and reduce cost.
You know, it really was crazy just now whenever our producers ran in and were telling us that that man was getting arrested out there. I hope that, the situation's calmed down a little bit.
It is fantastic to see, though. We are getting that real world experience.
Yeah.
We are student journalists, but we are journalists nonetheless, and so being able to cover stories like that, I think, what makes us better.
Yeah, definitely. It was an exciting time to be in the studio. Coming up on Texas News Channel, Tower Girl's not so empty nest.
And how UT students feel about biohacking.
Well, Longhorns, March is just around the corner and spring is almost here. But should you be putting away your winter coats and umbrellas just yet? Stay tuned to find out.
So we've been keeping an eye on Tower Girl here at TNC since she had found a mate over Valentine's Day, and now it looks like she laid her first egg of the year.
Last year, Tower Girl laid 2 eggs after being visited by a mate, but he flew the coop before the eggs could be fertilized. Hopefully, this one will stick around long enough for us to see some baby falcons.
In other animal news, an Australian rat species are the world's first mammals to go extinct from climate change. The bramble camello miss rat lived on small coral islands on the Great Barrier Reef. They lost their home because of rising sea levels. A recent study says nearly 8% of species worldwide could potentially go extinct if temperatures continue to rise.
Austin takes pride in protecting the environment, but this takes going green to a whole new level. A 300,000-pound live oak tree made its way down 14th Street to Waterloo Park. The tree was moved from its home in the LBJ State Office building as part of a partnership between Austin and the Waller Creek Conservancy. The City of Austin hopes to build new government offices, parking garages, and a pedestrian-friendly green space where the tree once stood.
Whether you want to start your car with the touch of a finger or log into your computer with the wave of your hand, biohacking uses microchips to help your body work better. We took to the 40 acres to find out what Longhorns think of this cutting-edge technology.
To me, I think that's probably a positive impact, just because it makes people's lives a lot easier.
I don't even know if that's safe. It just still sounds scary, but it sounds really cool. like reminds me of like Teslas and stuff like this cutting edge technology, but it does sound scary.
Definitely a good idea if you can make it applicable to all these like diverse uses.
I feel like my whole life is in my phone, and sometimes I don't like that, so I wouldn't like a chip on me.
Okay, so this story makes me nervous. I recently got the iPhone XR and the camera quality is crazy. I can't imagine it getting any more HD, but they did it. The new Nokia 9 PureView was released featuring 5 cameras and a 6th one if you include the front one. All 5 lenses fire away every time you snap a picture, some focusing on color and other focusing on the depth of the field. Announced at the 2019 Mobile World Congress, the PureView is the first phone to have 5 cameras.
Katherine Johnson's name is moving from the big screen to NASA's facility in West Virginia. This hidden figure is being recognized for her large contributions to space exploration. Johnson single-handedly calculated the trajectory for America's first manned trip to outer space. NASA is honoring her by renaming the Independent Verification and Validation Facility to the Katherine Johnson Independent Verification and Validation Facility.
That's really great to hear for her.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
she's
about
finally
time.
receiving that recognition. Absolutely.
Definitely, yeah. Let's see what Rolando has for us in the Weather Center. Rolando?
Thanks, Claudia. We'll be experiencing some crazy Texas weather again. Stay tuned for more after the break. Longhorns tonight will see a high of 60 with a low of 54. There'll be mostly cloudy skies until after midnight, where we'll have a 30% chance of rain. So if you're stuck studying in the PCL tonight, you better run and grab an umbrella. Tuesday we'll see a high of 67 and a low of 59 with another 30% chance of showers, mainly before noon, so be sure to pack your raincoat for those awful 8 a.m.s. Now after facing the harsh cold and heavy rain, Wednesday comes rolling in with partly sunny skies with a high of 78 and a low of 60. Enjoy the sunshine while it lasts, because Thursday comes rolling back in with a 20% chance of slight showers. There'll be a high of 69 and a low of 50. But thankfully, Friday welcomes the weekend in mostly sunny skies in the high 70s and partly cloudy nights, making it a perfect day to hang with friends or enjoy some casual studying. Saturday will bring back those sunny skies you love, but at a chilly price, as highs will be in the 50s and lows will be in the 40s. And to wrap this week, clouds will loom over the skies once more with highs in the 50s. But don't worry, Longhorns. Spring is almost here, and these gloomy, cold days will be gone before you know it. Live from the Weather Center, Rolando Hernandez.
Thanks, Rolando. We'll be right back with sports.
Welcome back. Tonight we are joined with Stephanie Witt, who is here from TSTV Sports to tell us about Texas baseball.
Thanks for having me. Over the weekend, Texas baseball had their home opener series against the Purdue Boilermakers. Texas won the series 3-1. Let's go down to the Dish Falk Field for the highlights. Texas baseball sits at 2-1 in the final game of the series against Purdue. To start off, in the top of the first, Ben Neisel bunts the ball, but is grounded to Matt Whalen, and DJ Petrinsky gets him out. In the bottom of the first, Duke Ellis steps up to the plate first and gets a single. Next up, Eric Kennedy singles to first base, and Ellis advances to the second. Austin Todd's bunt allows him to make it to first, and Ellis puts the horns on the board, putting Texas up 1-0. DJ Petrinsky gets the job done and doubles to right field, and Kennedy and Todd add 2 more to the board. Texas is up 3-0 in the bottom of the first. Getting into the top of the 6th, Owen Jansen and Cole McKenzie to get the job done by Bryce Reagan, and DJ Petrinsky win the battle. Finally, in the top of the 9th, Cole Quintanilla to finish off the game. Texas shuts out Purdue 3-0 in the final game and wins the series 3-1. Tomorrow, the Horns will take on the Sam Houston State Bearcats, followed by a Wednesday night game against the UTSA Roadrunners.
Thanks, Stephanie. So the Longhorns are off to a hot 6-2 start of the season. Who are some players that are drawing your attention?
Well, starting pitcher Bryce Elder pitched a great 6 innings to get us the win on Friday night. In the bottom of the first, Reynolds had a good hit and singled, which led Todd and Kennedy scoring. This Sunday, Duke Ellis and Eric Kennedy both started the game out with bunt singles, and Austin Todd drove in the first run of the game with an RBI single.
Okay.
This put Texas at a 3-0 lead in the first inning. Then Matt Whelan shut them out on Sunday to take the best of the 3-game series. These players have really stood out to me, and if they continue playing this way, the Longhorns have a good season ahead.
Ooh, that's good to hear. All right, so on Friday, the Horns begin a weekend home series against number 2 LSU. What does Texas need to do just to, to not get defeated by the dominant Tigers baseball team?
Well, first, the pitching needs to be like it was on Sunday against Purdue. Matt Whelan shut them out on Sunday, and Bryce Elder won Big 12 Pitcher of the Week last week.
Exciting.
And is pitching on Friday against LSU. So if he continues to be smart on the mound, Texas should be in a good spot this weekend. The team needs to minimize errors, though, and outfield needs to remain doing as well as they did this past weekend. And overall, Texas needs to be smart on both offense and defense going up against number 1 LSU if they want a shot at winning the series.
Okay, sounds good. We'll see what happens then. Thanks for coming on, Stephanie.
Yeah, of course.
Let's head over to Mason to see what's new in Hollywood. Mason?
Thanks, Claudia. Coming up next, we'll give you a recap of what happened last night at the Oscars and our viral video of the week. We'll be right back for your entertainment news. Welcome back to Texas News Channel. The first hostless Oscars award show was broadcasted live last night, and we have all the highlights. Peter Farrelly's Green Book won the award for Best Picture. Rami Malek won the award for Best Actor in Leading Role for his performance in Bohemian Rhapsody, and Olivia Colman won the award for Best Actress in her performance in The Favorite. A heartwarming performance of The Shallows from A Star is Born was given by Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper, along with a special performance by Adam Lambert and Queen. R&B artist R. Kelly was charged with 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual assault last Friday. Allegations date back to 1998 involving 4 victims, 3 of whom were minors at the time of the assaults. A bond court judge set Kelly's bond to $1 million and required him to pay $100,000 to be released. One condition for the release is that Kelly will have no contact with female minors. Empire actor Jesse Smollett is facing major backlash after police say he falsely claimed to be a victim of a hate crime. Smollett claims that he had been physically attacked by 2 men yelling racial and homophobic slurs as he was heading out to eat. He has been charged with filing a false police report, and his bond is currently set to $100,000. Fox removed his character from the final 2 episodes of Empire. Taylor Swift performed a surprise performance at the couple's engagement party this past weekend for a longtime fan, Alex Goldsmith. The fiance emailed Swift and her publicist asking if she could surprise his boyfriend with their special song King of My Heart after their engagement. T. Swift loved the idea and made the night unforgettable for the happy couple. That's all I have from the entertainment world. I'm Mason Carroll.
Thanks, Mason, and thank you for tuning in. If you have a news tip, email us at news@texasstudenttv.com, and be sure to follow us for news updates throughout the week. You can follow us on Twitter at Texas News TSTV and like us on Facebook.
Good Morning Texas goes live on Wednesday at 7 a.m. and Tower Talks is back Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Make sure that you don't miss it. I'm Sean Dolan.
And I'm Claudia Jimenez. Have a great night.